So for this video, I'm gonna talk about if minors are debuting too much currently, because people keep saying it a lot recently, but are they really? I'm gonna be talking about it from me knowing popular and Nugu groups. I want to make things clear that I'm only sharing my thoughts based on research. I'm not trying to dismiss the fact that minors are debuting or saying that it's okay to debut minors. I'm just sharing my honest research thoughts, and telling you from my POV if minors are debuting a lot or not. This video will be controversial, because I'm sharing counter opinions, so please be respectful in the comments, and enjoy and please sub. Let's go. Okay, so first let's talk about what a minor is. A minor is a person under the fully legal age of responsibility. Someone who is still legally a child. A minor is considered as someone under the age of 18, but IDK in Korea what the legal age is, but mostly under the age of 18 people are considered minors. Here are some examples of groups with minors in them.
Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, love me like that, love me like this. 'Cause I know what you like, boy. You're mine.
In the video, me hella raw, got a little twerk for a star. Got it from the, like Christina, got a million, man.
Okay, so let's talk about if minors are debuting too much. I've always seen people believe it that minors are debuting a lot. And I believed it too until I did some research one day for a video idea I deleted because I found out that minors aren't debuting too much on underrated, unpopular, Nugu groups with adults in them to stan who still promote. And I used 3rd gen and 4th gen K-pop groups along with other genre groups, but when I did research on different K-pop groups that I know about from unpopular, underrated and Nugu groups, I found out that a lot of these K-pop groups, not other genres, only K-pop, have members in them where there are some groups with all adults, or groups with adults mixed with minors, where the minors are born in 2003, 2004 and 2005. This means that the 2003-2004 liner idols are already 18 plus and adults, and according to international age, I guess it's what it's called, 2005 liner idols turn 18 fully legal adults in 2023. Like take CSR for example. All of them are 2005 liners, and all of the members' international ages probably will be 18 in 2023, meaning into adults. So from doing research for this video, I've found out that there are actually a lot of groups with adults in them, or maybe the members debuted as minors, but turned adults or will turn adults in 1 to 2 years, which is fine I guess, as long as it's not like 2006 to 2009 liner idols. Not many groups that I've seen have actual minors in them. Here are some groups in the current era of K-pop. I've taken 2020 to 2022 groups, with adults in them, meaning debuted as adults or some members debuted as minors, but became adults in a year or two.
여긴 우리만의 island. 밤샘 노래 들어오나 별이 쏟아진다 너의 눈에 머리를 좁혀봐. Come on a little bit closer. 날 판단하게 내려지 이제 못 견디겠어. 네 옆에서 난 너무 멋있어. 난 너무 멋있어. Bye bye bye. 넌 그냥 가던 길 가. 지나보니 나만 Save me, save me. 우리의 현실이 Save me, save me. Fight to inside. Find who you are. Tell me the lie. 가장 반짝이는 Call you on my universe. You light it up my city of the time. 자 집중 everybody body 하늘 빠지 말고 attention. 다 외쳐.
Okay, so let's talk about why people believe that minors are debuting more. Well, it's because of the fact that big huge companies are companies that are well known or companies debuting a group that gets popular. Debuts a group with actual minors in them, and that's why K-pop stans believe minors are debuting more, because these dumbass companies debut these groups that are well known or get popular, and it leads K-pop stans to believe that minors are debuting more, when they don't realize that a small handful of minor K-pop groups debuting doesn't equal to all K-pop groups debuting minors. There's so many more groups that have debuted or will debut into K-pop that go unnoticed. These K-pop companies debuting minors really annoy me, because these are big labels or well-known bigger budgeted labels that are debuting these minors, and giving K-pop stans the assumption that minors are debuting at a rapid rate when they're not. They're debuting at a regular pace as it was in the past, as I mentioned in the too many minors debuting point about the members' ages. Not a lot of groups with actual minors in them are debuting. And the ones with actual minors in them debuting, are the ones from these huge or bigger budgeted well-known labels that are giving K-pop stans the thoughts of minors debuting more, because these are bigger labels with groups that people will check out, because they have a big budget to back them up and get them noticed, or they come from the big three and hype, or they come from a not big three bigger company, and end up getting popular due to some reason. It's all these bigger labels doing, because if you dig deep into other bigger lesser known labels, or nugu decent budget or smaller labels, you won't see much actual minor groups, if you look at the K profiles of these groups if there is one for them, and if the ages are listed. So yeah, K-pop stans should just research and see for themselves how many minors are debuting in K-pop where they'll turn adults soon or are already adults, and how many actual minors are there in K-pop. Plus also see the ages and do some math calculations too, to confirm it. Okay, so let's talk about if there are not many K-pop groups with actual minors, does it make it okay for the small portion of people who debut minors to debut minors, or for more companies to debut minors? No. I always stand for minors in K-pop, meaning that I hate minors in K-pop, the concept is safe too. Minors haven't fully developed yet. They debut into the industry as young people, which means they're not only open to getting support, but also hate as well. Like look at Wonyoung who got hate for eating a fucking strawberry, where she got called a pick-me. Also look at cases like Sully from FX. Even adults in the industry are not safe. Plus the training system is also hard, these minors don't get to live out their childhood, attend school properly, develop properly, and train as kids, where they're meant to look a certain way, keep a certain weight and lots of other stressful things that the K-pop system has. They also have dance, vocal and other training which probably goes on for hours in a day, not sure. Also when idols debut, there's lots of hate and criticism that they face too for no reason, and are just hated on for no reason. It sucks. No matter what, minors shouldn't debut, and K-pop companies shouldn't debut them, and K-pop stans need to stop supporting actual minors in the industry if they genuinely are concerned. Don't be a K-pop stan who says, minors shouldn't debut, at one point, but at the next point you're streaming the minor group's music. Minors shouldn't be a thing, point period blank. Okay, so let's talk about if certain groups are better for debuting adults, for example Zed, where people were happy at the fact that they are adults. In my opinion no. No group is better just because they're adults, and because people are saying more minors are debuting in K-pop when they're not. Other companies are debuting adults too, and it's nothing new in K-pop and adults are still continuing to debut or close to adults. It made me so confused as to why people found Zed being adults something good, when I didn't. I just saw them as a regular boy group with a good debut that made me wanna follow them more. I didn't see them being adults as something special, because I saw that others who debuted in the same year as Zed, or debuted in the year before Zed, debuted all adults or close to adult members in a year or 2 year, which is not too far away. I know more groups than the average K-pop stan, that's why I don't see certain groups who get praise for certain things the same way other people see it. That's why I didn't find Zed special for being adults, because I see other promoting or disbanding groups also with adults or close to adult members, which makes Zed just a regular boy group in my eyes with an amazing debut song. Musically they're amazing and show people that good music from boy groups exist too, but age-wise they're the same as almost everyone else. So yeah, do some research on different groups, and y'all would see that Zed is no different than the groups that I mentioned in the Air Minors Debuting a Lot section of the video. So in conclusion, minors are debuting, but not to a scary extent, but it's still an issue because minors are still debuting. It's these bigger labels who are putting these thoughts in your head, because they're mostly debuting children. If y'all researched on more groups like I did, y'all would see how many actual minors are there, which is bad. IDK why these bigger labels or any label in general debuting minors can't debut adults. IDK what is the reason for their obsessions with minors and children? Why can't they be like Blue Moon who debuted Maka Maka with all adults, or Nature Space who debuted Zed with all adults, or like Leonzina, Hey Girls and Trot focused Minimini, all girl groups, where they have each one member who's 30 plus. Besides Leonzina who disbanded, Hey Girls and Minimini still promote if you wanna support them. These bigger labels debut minors for what reason? They're literally debuting them into a toxic industry, and it's scary, even for adults. K-pop stans should stop believing that minors are debuting more when it's not true, and they're debuting the same pace as before, which is still scary and bad, and the companies debuting minors should stop debuting minors and focus on older people.